Political instructors play a vital role in guiding values and educating personnel. Outstanding political instructors from a brigade of the Army's 82nd Group Army competed together at a professional skills contest. They closely followed the current ideological concerns of the troops, addressed the practical needs of officers and soldiers, designed thoughtful instructional content, and refined their political work skills through competition modeled on real-world conditions. As a grassroots political instructor, I will use competition to drive learning and training, strengthen classroom education, stay grounded in the real concerns of officers and soldiers, and share the story of building a stronger military with sincerity and dedication. A full-region joint exercise was conducted in support of the Tianzhu-8 cargo spacecraft launch mission. All systems involved in the launch mission have completed their functional verifications, launch preparations are in place, and the launch is scheduled to take place in the near future. What supplies will Tianzhu-8 deliver to the space station this time? Let's take a look. The Tianzhu cargo spacecraft is 10.6 meters long and consists of a cargo module and a propulsion module designed specifically to transport supplies to the space station. With a launch mass of about 14 tons, it is currently the most capable cargo spacecraft in active service. Tianzhu-8 is carrying more than 6 tons of cargo on this mission. The cargo includes several categories: essential daily necessities, such as food and water for astronauts, instruments and components needed for routine station maintenance, and nearly 700 kilograms of propellant for the space station. According to reports, Tianzhu-8 is also delivering a new set of extravehicular spacesuits. Together with the 2 sets previously delivered by Tianzhu-7, the station now has 3 new EVA suits, which will collectively replace and upgrade the existing ones. To support astronauts in orbit exercise needs, Tianzhu-8 is also equipped with a new space treadmill. Additionally, for biological samples requiring low-temperature storage, the cargo spacecraft carries a space-grade refrigerator. Reports indicate that Tianzhu-8 is carrying the largest number of scientific payloads since the construction of the space station began. This mission includes a significant amount of payload equipment, making it the most payload-intensive Tianzhu mission to date. After entering orbit, the spacecraft will conduct on-orbit verification of new technologies and new products. Recently, various units have carried out special educational activities themed around historical and patriotic traditions. Mothers of fallen heroes boarded naval vessels, and more than 100 veterans returned to their former units, encouraging young officers and soldiers with their personal experiences and insights. On the Navy's Luo ship, a group of distinguished veterans and a guide from the Zhangzhou Anti-Japanese War Memorial shared heroic stories to inspire the troops. Yang Suxiang, mother of border defense hero Wang Juren, was also invited aboard to recount her son's courageous actions and his unwavering commitment to defending the nation. After the lecture, the officers and soldiers accompanied Yang Suxiang on a tour of the ship's deck, dining area, living quarters, and other sections, introducing her to the training and living conditions on board. Representatives of the officers and soldiers also wrote a heartfelt letter to Yang Suxiang, expressing their respect and affection for the mother of a hero.
欢迎您常回来看看，我们大家都是您的孩子。谢谢谢谢谢谢谢。我们一块拥抱一下。好。
Seeing these young people feels like seeing Juren again, and it warms my heart, she said. Like Juren, all of you have left your hometowns, said goodbye to your parents, and devoted your youth to serving the nation. After seeing their living and training environment, I feel very reassured. I am happy for Juren and proud of all of you. Martyr Wang Juren dedicated his youth and his life to safeguarding the nation's mountains and rivers. As his comrades in arms, we will always honor his spirit, transform our respect for heroes into motivation for training and readiness, and safeguard the country's vast maritime borders. A brigade of the Army's 77th Group Army also recently welcomed more than 100 returning veterans. In front of the brigade's wall of honor, they stood solemnly alongside active duty officers and soldiers, paying tribute and remembering the fallen with deep respect. This heroic company was born in the flames of the war of resistance and forged through sacrifice and perseverance. In the company's history museum, the veterans once again listen attentively to the unit's proud legacy. When the guide presented relics left behind by comrades who had fought and lived alongside them, the veterans could no longer hold back their emotions. As members of this heroic company, we will carry forward its legacy, strengthen our combat readiness, hone our ability to win, and honor the heroes through our actions, living up to the trust of those who came before us. Shibuchi in Tibetan means the place where the sun sets. The officers and soldiers of the Shibuchi Border Guard Company of the Ali Military Sub-District are stationed here. In recent days, the company welcomed a special veteran serving Rob, a nationally recognized model retired soldier. With a deep sense of duty and patriotism, he returned to the unit where he had served for 15 years. His son, Renzeng Gyatso, is now also an outstanding soldier in the same company. Father and son have passed the torch across generations, guarding the snowy southwestern border with shared perseverance and responsibility. Returning to the Border Defense Company, where he had served for 15 years, Serving Rob was especially moved to see that the willow trees he and his comrades planted were still thriving. In 1984, he arrived here in uniform and planted the first tree in the barren soil together with his fellow soldiers. We grew up listening to the stories of our former squad leader, Serving Rob, the soldier said. He and his comrades repaired the side roads one section at a time and planted trees one by one, laying a solid foundation for today's camp construction and operational support. His perseverance remains the best example for us as we continue our mission along the border. The company's honor room also preserves the kitchen tools used by Serving Rob and his comrades when they first developed the area. Seeing the company's greenhouses thriving year-round, the steady supply of fresh fruits and vegetables, and the modern information support equipment covering the entire border, Serving Rob felt both proud and inspired by the younger generation. What makes him most proud is that his son, Renzeng Gyatso, has taken up the responsibility of border defense. In 2016, Renzeng Gyatso voluntarily applied to join the Shibuchi Border Guard Company and became a patrol vehicle driver. Holding the steering wheel means carrying responsibility. He said, "I want to take root at the border like my father, stay committed to my post, honor his efforts, and live up to the trust of the nation. Comrades, today I organized an intensive patrol on a designated highland as planned." Serving Rob's greatest wish upon returning to the border camp was to join a patrol once more and see the magnificent frontier of the motherland. The mountain paths were rugged and the cold wind was biting. The patrol team climbed over ridges and trekked onward, reaching the duty point after more than 2 hours of difficult travel. "I'm truly excited," he said. "When I served in Shibuchi, transportation was extremely difficult. We had to ride horses or walk. Now, seeing that every route has been opened and travel is safe and convenient, I feel very happy. This time, I came to pass the baton to my son. The experiences of guarding the border and defending our land and must be shared with him and passed down through generations." Yesterday, the Naval Museum's strong spring tied to the Sea Mobile Red Education classroom concluded successfully at the Naval Training Base of the Northern Theater Command. The mobile classroom highlights the proud traditions and fine conduct developed over the 77-year history of the People's Navy, allowing recruits to learn about its growth from nothing to something, from small to large, and from weak to strong through historical exhibits and documents. Since early April, the mobile classroom has visited new training bases in Dalian, Shanghai, Zhangjiang, and other locations, providing immersive ideological and political education for recruits. After watching today's Mobile Red Education class, I deeply understand that our peaceful life today was built on the sacrifices of countless martyrs, a recruit said. As a new recruit in the Navy, I hope to carry forward the spirit of overcoming difficulties and advancing with courage, train diligently, improve my skills, safeguard our seas, and honor the sacrifices of those who came before us. In recent days, military hospitals have visited grassroots units to provide free medical consultations and warm, practical healthcare services for officers and soldiers. A multidisciplinary expert team from the 970th Hospital of the Joint Logistics Support Force recently visited a unit of the Armed Police to conduct medical examinations. The team carried out specialized screenings and explained the diagnosis and treatment of conditions such as heat stroke and diving-related decompression sickness. Experts from the 910th Hospital of the Joint Logistics Support Force also traveled to a high-altitude post to provide physiotherapy, including acupuncture and massage, and taught practical techniques such as muscle stretching and injury rehabilitation. The 968th Hospital of the Joint Logistics Support Force in the Jinzhou Military Sub-District of Liaoning Province conducted free medical services for more than 1,000 militiamen stationed there, laying a solid foundation for future scientific group training.